Griswold's got a new home for rock and roll music and grunge. We love grunge. I know Paul Lash absolutely loves grunge music.
I don't think
Nirvana, Pearl Jam, rock and roll, man.
That's me, man. I'm an AC/DC guy.
Are you really?
Yes, I am.
AC/DC. What else? Who else do you like?
Journey.
Yeah.
I like Journey.
Yeah. Styx.
I can give or take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Erin? Who do you like?
Well, I don't mind the Pearl Jam, the Nirvana that you were talking about.
Yeah.
The 90s music. It's good stuff. But I've been to a few Journey concerts myself, so I can rock out.
I'm a hair band guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Without hair. Okay. Well, first of all, your mom just popped in. She said, "Is the broadcast not working?"
Oh.
Lori, we're here.
Hi,
we're
Mom.
Here.
Hi, Mom. So glad you're listening.
Yeah, she's typing. She's typing something. Now, the funny thing is whatever we're talking about right now, it's a 30-second delay.
Oh. So that's going to be great.
Oh, never mind. Got it. Smiley face, smiley face. Emoticon, emoticon. Anyway,
That's Mom
we have
and Josie listening.
Oh, are they really
yeah.
together? We have Erin Palonen in the studio right now. She is the new principal for Griswold High School. And apparently King of Jewett City now, Queen of Jewett City.
No.
No, not at all?
No.
Everybody knows you.
Well,
Everybody knows you because you've been from town for how many years? Or your whole life, right?
my entire life, yes. Born and raised here in town. Yep, absolutely.
So I'm going to ask you some easy questions. I'm going to ask you maybe some hard questions.
Oh, geez. I'm getting nervous.
Well, no, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
I'm going to keep score.
Okay.
I'm going to lose. First of all, she's the principal. I'm going to lose.
If you're smart, you'll lose.
Second of all, she's a female. I don't ever win against females.
Again,
I always, they're just smarter
smart
than I am.
move.
I
They're just
am
smarter than
liking the mindset.
See, look at that.
Loving it, yes.
Does your husband, Eric, is he like that too? Or
My husband's motto is happy wife,
happy life?
happy life.
Yeah.
So he's a good one. Absolutely.
Well, how did this come about? I mean, here's what I know, and it's not much. All I know is that I got a call one day from Sue Rourke, and she said, "I have some breaking news for you." And I went, "Okay." She goes, "Who do you think the new principal is of the high school?" And I went, "You." Because I had heard a couple of things that maybe she wanted to get back into, into that type of job. Mm-hmm. No, she says. And then she goes, "Erin." I said, "No effing way." Just out of it was very spontaneous, and
Yes.
and I think to me that is the cherry on the top of the sundae of everything that's happened in like the school system lately. Like, for example, Sue Rourke, I told her, "That's your aunt." Yeah.
Yes.
I think she should have been, no offense to Sean McKenna, but I think she should have been the superintendent long term. Screw nepotism, doesn't matter. And for have you to become the principal, I think was just perfect.
Well, I appreciate that very much. And I think that, everything happens for a reason. And so you're being shocked about my transition into this new role was something that was shared by many because
Not shocked that you couldn't do it. Shocked that it had
that it happened.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tend to be quite vocal about things, and this was something that I wasn't vocal about, only because of what my position was in the district. I was the director of special education, and so if things didn't work out, I didn't really want that advertised. So fortunately, it did. I worked at the high school for 8 years before I became the director of special education, and so I always had my eye out on the role because, my heart is there. My heart is in the high school, and I absolutely love it. I love working with high school kids. I love working with high school teachers. So I am thrilled and excited. But I can thank you, too, because when your breaking news came out, my phone was blowing up. So you were my voice, and I appreciate that.
That story, I probably was reached more people than anything that we posted. But that one story reached 45,000 people.
Wow.
I mean, where it was looked at
Wow.
45,000 times, like within the first few days. It was really pretty phenomenal.
Well, I appreciate
You know, the outpouring of just like love and affection for you and the position and the way the school is, you know, the direction that they feel it's going to go now. So, give us an idea of your teaching history. Now, we all know, of course, you know, being your last position, but where did you start? I mean, where did it all begin?
So I started at Griswold High School teaching special education, and so I worked in a program that, you know, a lot of the curriculum was based on functional living skills and preparation for life outside of high school. So we worked very closely as a team with parents and the community in the best interest of the students, and we were able to do some really incredible and amazing things. One of the biggest being Special Olympics, in which we were the biggest team in Connecticut representing.
Yeah.
So it was wonderful. And that was a combination of both special education students and regular education students. And everybody grew and gained and enjoyed and loved the experience. And so it was really some of the best professional years that I could have ever asked for. It didn't feel like a job because I genuinely loved going to work every single day. And that's kind of what I believe. I believe that your work should be something that you love, because we spend a lot of time at work. So why can't we love it? So that's where it started.
It's funny that you say that, too, because I can't imagine anybody doing this job unless they absolutely love it.
My job or your job?
No,
Your
any
job.
job, but yours specifically.
See, and
You know.
I hear that a lot, and I can tell you, I haven't been this excited in a really long time.
It's a new adventure.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't. You know, it's not that I didn't. When your aunt said to me, "Who do you think the new principal is?" It's not that I didn't think of your name. I didn't even think you had the certifications. You know, yeah. It's like you like ninja-like. You know, did you just go get them and nobody? Shh.
No.
No.
In order to be the director of special education,
Oh, okay.
you need to have that certification. And so I was part of the administrative team. The director's role is one that I found, and one of the reasons I'm super excited to move into this role. You're kind of in, I always called it the island of isolation. You're taking care of a lot of things, but it's behind the scenes. And so what I missed so much was that contact with people,
Gotcha.
kids in particular. I tend to be a chatty person and a people person, and I genuinely love being around people. And so while I loved and grew so much in that role, that was the huge component that was missing.
And now you got it back.
Yes. And, you know, can I tell you a little funny story?
Absolutely.
Just that irony that we were talking about a little bit before. So for 1 year prior to going into the director's role, I was a teacher in 8th grade.
Okay.
And that 8th grade class is now the senior class. And so, you know, here we are coming back together as they share their senior year. And so I already have this unique connection to that senior group.
That's really
so it's
cool.
awesome. Yeah, it's really awesome.
And any troublemakers that you're going to look and say, I've been waiting for you?
Oh, I won't put them on air, but you know who I'm talking to. No, a great group of leaders for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, going into this year.
What's your goal for your first year, other than just to kind of plant your feet?
Yeah. I mean, I think that we have a lot of really great things that are happening. a lot of great work that will continue. But my goal is to certainly establish myself in working with the students and in working with the teachers. I want them to know that I'm a supporter and that we're in this together. So everything we do is going to be collaborative, and I want them to genuinely feel that. And that's something that, I can't just say. It's kind of like I have to show it. And so that's kind of, my broad goal. We certainly have a pretty tall task at hand in the fact that we have our NEASC accreditation in 2020. And so that's kind of our umbrella of what all of our work is gearing toward, is that accreditation process.
I do want to say that we're already getting comments on Facebook. I have one here, and I'll just say it's from a member of the Board of Education.
Okay.
Okay, and it just says, Erin is amazing and a great choice. Passion, intelligence, and a sense of hope for every child. You guys are all working together. I mean, I'm sure you know Marceline.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
But what's it going to be like to working in this type of capacity, especially with Sean McKenna coming in? Now, you may be used to Paul Smith and, of course, your Sue Rourke.
Yep.
Being the interim and stuff. What's it going to be like? It's a brand new team. It's like a whole brand new era. What do you think about that?
Well, and to add to the newness, you also have Steve Cravino, who is our campus-wide activities and athletic director, and this is his third year.
Yep.
Chris Champlin is now the new director of special education, so that will be his first year. So there's even more new. But education is an evolution, and one thing that's really exciting about it is the fact that it's never really the same. And so I have been working so closely with this team, and our new superintendent, Mr. McKenna, is such a progressive mindset, and he's so supportive and he's so encouraging that it has certainly brought me to a new level. And so though we are kind of all rookies, I think it's a really good thing.
Rookie All-Stars.
Oh, okay.
Paul,
if you say so.
See, I'm not that close to the Griswold School because I never went to Griswold High School. And I was the kind of guy who came in and left. I lived here. That was it.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about your personal achievements.
Okay.
Professionally. And we'll be back with that in a little bit right here on Wolverine Radio with Erin Palonen, the brand new high school principal at Griswold High School. One of the things we were talking about during the break, Erin, which I thought was funny, we just started talking about, was you go to school, you come back, you start working with people that used to be your mentors, your teachers, and somebody said, well, call me Betsy, call me this or whatever. Yeah. I can remember my high school band director's name was Schumacher, Mr. Schumacher. And sometimes we called him Mr. Shuey or something, something silly, right? So and we always did our class trip down to Ocean Beach in New London. And on my senior year, he goes, stop with the Mr. Schumacher thing. I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, just call me Rick. And I went, I can never call you Rick. I can never call you Rick. It's like I can never call my mom Nancy.
Right.
It's never going to happen.
Right.
Now, like for example, like if I would have known, your mom as a teacher or an educator, even today it would be hello, Mrs. Sorter.
Exactly.
Exactly. But even Dennis Shea, he goes in across the street. It's hello, Mr. Shea.
Right.
Right. Hey, I'm Dennis. No, you're Mr. Shea.
Exactly.
Do you have that same type of experience? Or what about now?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that was most prevalent when I came back to Griswold High School in 2005 to teach. I had a lot of the teachers that certainly influenced my life and helped to shape shaped my career in my direction, and now they're my colleagues, And so there I am being introduced at new staff orientation, and, I have wonderful teachers like Mrs. Cowell and Mrs. Maynard and Mr. Churchill and all, teachers.
Now, these are teachers that taught you.
Correct.
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
And then it was almost as if, they thought it was funny because it was, oh, no, Erin, call me Betsy. Okay, I don't think I can do that, So in those first years, Mr. Churchill, though, as we skip ahead to now, he still tortures me. What's my name? What's my name? I'm like, don't, I can't. But I was very involved in music when I was in high school, and so he was a big part of that. And so he's always going to be Mr. Churchill. I can't help it.
So at the next disciplinary hearing for Mr. Churchill,
he's going to say, "This is what I had to do to get you to say my first name."
That is kind of funny.
I hope was nice to you because, hey, you got a chance to pay back.
I would think that would just be really freaking awkward.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it certainly had, I would certainly say that in the beginning, which feels like a long time ago, it certainly had its awkward moments, but we always smiled and laughed about it.
I could, you don't have headphones, do you? Oh.
I don't.
Okay, because what I would have thought would have happened or something like that is that here you are kind of like, walking down the hallway, teachers that used to teach you, and you're looking going, yeah, I'm your boss now.
Oh, jeez.
What up with you?
No. First of all,
I know this is not you, but
first
how
of
funny
all,
would it be?
they already start with the hi boss, and I say stop it. And I do have to say, and this is something that I appreciate so much.
Do I get to call you Miss Erin or Mrs. Palonen? What do we call you?
Oh, geez. This is something that I love, is that, when everything first came out that I was the new principal, Mrs. Cowell came up to me and she said, he gave me a hug and said, "I'm so happy for you." She said, I'm just so excited. She goes, "But it's a little weird. I could be your grandmother." And then,
and then you said to her, "Bow down and kiss the ring."
Never. I said, you know what I said? I said, "It is weird. I know." And Beth Gervais said the same thing yesterday.
Yeah.
We met, and, she said, "Look at you," because she came, to my office, and we had our meeting, and she goes, "Look at you behind that desk." And she goes, "I'm just so happy." She goes, "It's still a little weird." I said, "I know."
Have you had the person yet that said, "Look at you behind that desk, sitting there. It should have been me. That should have been me.
Well,
You better wait till I see you outside this school, missy. That should have been me."
I mean, is this something you
Maybe
thought
they
about
break
doing
glass
when,
or something
when
like
you're
that.
in high school now?
Yeah.
You go to college and you say, "I'm coming back to Griswold to be the principal." I mean, what was your plan when you were?
Geez, I always wanted to be an educator. I'm from a family of educators, and really with a pretty strong background in special education. And so I always knew I wanted to do special education, always. Yeah. To be honest with you, I thought in college that I would do elementary school.
Really?
Yeah. And then my first year out of college, when that position came open and I was certified in special education, K through 12, I jumped on the opportunity because I was working with the student population that I would really love to work with, and I had the opportunity to coach. I knew that there was that window. And so that's kind of what got me there. And then now, as I look back, though I love and admire and appreciate elementary school teachers, that is not where I'm supposed to be, and God bless them. Yeah. But high school is just an awesome place to be. Yeah.
I mean, you hear a lot of horror stories coming out of all these different schools. I don't think I personally could be a teacher. I'd be afraid that somebody would accuse me of doing something. You put your hand on the shoulder, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
I really appreciate you bringing that up because it's real, and
It is real.
That's something that should be noted for all teachers is that they have a really, really difficult job, and the amount that educators and teachers deal with outside of just the academics is really unbelievable, and that's why I really teachers are unique and special human beings because it certainly takes a lot, especially in today's world.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, my best friend Jay, his wife was a principal down in Oakdale in a middle school. Well, actually, no, grammar school, K through 5. And she taught 2nd grade, then she taught 4th grade. And she's going to school to finish her certifications and all, but it's like they had her pegged for the position. And they gave her she was the associate, and then now she's the principal.
Yeah.
You all have the same type of demeanor, which is amazing. It's like you guys don't bend. You guys are strong, and there's no getting to you guys. But you do it with extreme care.
Well, I think, kind of there's a few things that drive, some of my own visions when it comes to being, a leader in a school system. And first and foremost is if you're making decisions based on what's right for kids, then you're making the right decision.
Right.
And so in education, you're never always going to agree, but if you keep the center focus, the kids and what's best for kids, then you've got a pretty good argument.
Yeah.
Another really that drives me is that, wonderful things, greatness is never done in isolation. It's about working together collaboratively and empowering one another to be the best that we can be. So while, there are certainly times that I have to be strong and I have to appear that I don't bend, the majority is about that cohesion, and that's what I love the most.
Do you ever go behind closed doors after making a tough teaching decision and then just cry? Or sometimes throw your hands in the air and go, yes, because you know what you did made an incredible impact, but you can't kind of show that out, with the student or whatever, because I don't know if you have to, I don't want to say maintain a certain level of professionalism, because I think showing excitement can be very professional,
Yes. Yeah. It's important.
But have you ever done that? Like show like emotion, like pent up stuff that you just go shut the door?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to show my emotions, especially if I'm excited about something. I want everybody to know. Because like I said, there were a lot of people and a lot of factors that make really great things happen. And so I love that, and I shout that out. The negative things, the more difficult things, I've certainly shut the door. And usually for me, it's not tears, but it's, shut the door.
Gotcha.
And it's funny, the reason I kind of laughed when you said that is, I have this rule where if you call me, and how you can hear when you're on speakerphone?
Yeah.
I promise, if you're on speakerphone, I'm the only one in the room. It's just a rule that I have.
Yeah.
And I guess I just assume everybody has that rule.
No.
And one time I got a call at just the right time. And I was in one of those modes. And so I had some things to say. And the person on the other line said, Erin, I just want to let you know you're on speakerphone. And the wonderful Jimmy Nagel is in here. And he says, hi, Erin. I said, oh, hi, Jimmy. Sorry about that.
Oopsie.
But we laugh about it. So, I learned a lesson at that point. But yeah, I certainly shut the door sometimes and have to collect myself a little bit.
Teacher of the Year. Now, what year was that again?
That was 2013.
Okay. And what was that experience like, especially going to a national level? I would think surreal.
I was just going to say it's very hard for me to even put in words because...
Sometimes you can't,
Can't. I'll do my best. But I look back on that and I say often, did that really happen? Like did that really happen? So, but just again, another huge reason why I just love this community, because how humbling, and the support and the encouragement that I received from this community was just really, really unbelievable. It makes me emotional now. But yeah, I had and still have in my life, very blessed too, a wonderful family. Lisa Coe, who...
Katie Davis.
One of the great loves of my life.
And she knows my name every time I go over there.
Love her.
Katie. She does.
Love.
Yeah, I love Katie too. She's a sweetheart.
Her journal is in my office, and some of her beautiful animation artwork is in my office. But basically, just to tell an honest, long story in a short amount of time, I knew nothing about this. Lisa is a beautiful writer. She's such an intellect, and I knew nothing about this. She never told me a thing, and Katie had graduated. And what happened was I was in 8th grade at the time, an 8th grade teacher, sorry, and I get an email from Mr. Paul Smith. And I certainly, didn't want to be getting emails directly from the superintendent of schools. Yeah. And he says, I need you in my office at this time. It was so specific. And I wrote back, do I need to bring anything? Should I bring my
attorney?
No, I was more like, do I need a laptop? Do I need to take notes? What, do I need to bring anything?
Yeah.
He says, just come down here. I said, okay. And at that time, honestly, I didn't have a relationship really with Paul. So I go down, and every administrator is there. And I'm like, what is going on? And they have the TV on. And I said, what is going on? And literally, they played Kelly and Michael, and there's my picture on the TV. And I'm like, what is going on? And it's, it says, go online to read, the letter for nomination for Erin Palonen. Didn't even know who did it. And honestly, in front of all of those administrators, I put my head down and I said, please tell me this wasn't my mother that nominated me, because I'll be so embarrassed. And then I went upstairs, and, the whole 8th grade team that's now the senior class.
That's now the senior class this year.
Was all so excited about it. And we all went online, and that's when I read Lisa Coe's just beautiful, like,
she's
knocked
very
me.
Eloquent.
Letter, and honestly, that got me on the show, and that got the school, 30 Surface Pro tablets, and it sent me to Las Vegas and got me this national recognition that I really genuinely didn't feel worthy of.
That you genuinely did deserve. And
well,
okay,
says you, but again, greatness is never done in isolation.
Deserve.
And stop it. And those years were not even, I wasn't even working. I was just loving life. So, why did I need to get all that? But certainly loved every second, and I got to meet Celine Dion out of it.
What?
So yeah, my idol. Yep.
Did she sing for you?
I actually got to watch her concert with my husband from Renee, her husband's, rest in peace.
He's now gone.
Yes, seats. So
wow.
Yeah. And I got my picture taken with her, and I cried, just so that you know.
Mm-hmm. She's got an amazing voice. She sounds like the white Sammy Davis Jr. when she talks. She just kind of talks like this man, yeah.
Oh, she's Canadian in her, yes.
Yeah.
She was on TV last night. I was watching and tearing up myself. Yep.
She's I saw her last on Jimmy Fallon. She was on.
Doing the impressions. That was interesting.
Yeah. One last question that I want to pose to you, and it's just kind of simple.
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you give to Chris Champlin going forward? From I can say, oh boy, he's got some incredible shoes to fill and everything like that, but I don't think you're that type of educator or leader. I think you would probably want somebody to do better than you. Absolutely. Or succeed, even past what you did. So with your guidance and stuff like that, what would you tell Chris or try to show him going forward?
I think that Chris is already doing just an unbelievable job, and he's going to do great things, and he's going to find things out that I probably couldn't find out, and he'll make the special education department better. I'm sure of it, and the special ed department is wonderful.
Yeah.
But Chris is he's just one of a kind. He's just got it. He's so intelligent, but yet he's got those really amazing social skills and those interpersonal skills, and he's a people person too.
Gotcha.
So we've certainly had endless conversations, and one thing that I have assured him is that I will be with him every step of the way, because going from a teacher in the classroom to that role, there were things that I never knew or experienced, and that's the world of that job. And that's the excitement of that job, is that every day is a new challenge, and you're like, wow, I never even knew that this existed. There's a lot of legality to that position as well. So I just want to be a support to him. And I'm a phone call away. And, I was in his office yesterday, and he was running some things by me. And I've said to him numerous times, I would do it this way, but whatever you'd like to do, and we talk through it. And a lot of times, his ideas are like, wow, that's a really awesome idea. So again, there's a lot of collaboration between the high school principal and the director of special education. So we're kind of in it together. So I'm there for him as much as he needs me. But he's gonna soar. He's gonna soar.
And that's amazing too, especially when you brought that department to new levels, and then you're handing it over to somebody else, and isn't there just a little piece of you saying, God, please screw it up just a little bit. Just screw it up.
Never. Because special education and its, is a huge piece of everything about Griswold Public Schools. And so I am confident that he will just excel. So there's nothing but love there for sure. I hope Dr. Frizzell isn't saying that about me.
I wonder what Doc's doing. Screw up, Erin. Just screw up just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm coming home.
I mean, it takes a special personality to be able to do that type of education.
Yeah.
You got to have a lot.
Any kind of education, Paul.
I think it's more but you got to have a lot of patience.
Patience. Yeah.
You're coming from that role of your job and having that much patience is going to certainly help you as being principal, because you understand patience.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really do. I really do feel like I would not have been able to go from a classroom teacher to a building administrator at the high school. That transition to director of special education is what got me here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
So what's next?
What's next?
What's next?
We bring in a new school year. That's what's next.
There you go. See, and that's
Absolutely.
right down the road.
Right down the road. And I can't wait. I know that teachers and kids are probably saying, stop, don't say that. But I really, really, really can't wait.
You know how many kids are probably saying, I can't wait to get back to school. Yes. No, I did. I did because of the sports. The social aspect, the people you haven't seen, for the last couple of months.
I think summer gives kids is obviously amazing, and it's a huge part of your childhood. But it also gives students, and especially high school students that are about to become adults, a snapshot at real life. So people say, "Oh, I don't want to work," but in reality, if you really do nothing, it gets pretty boring.
Yes, it does.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like let's find that passion. Let's find what you're gonna love, so that you don't have this boredom. So I love that they're getting, and I hope that they're getting excited about the new school year. I can tell you that I've seen a ton of kids in the school, which is really great. I say, "Oh, can't stay away, can you?" So We're excited.
Suck it up to the new principal. That's what they're doing, you know. Hi, Mrs. Palonen. Can I be your favorite? I want to be your favorite. That's all. I want to be your favorite.
Oh.
Yeah. Do we have to bring you an apple?
No. Though I do love apples.
Do you have favorites?
Favorite students?
Yeah.
Never.
Never mind. See, I knew it. That's a true professional right there.
Never. Love them all the same.
Well, I think you're amazing. I mean, you come from you just have an amazing pedigree. I mean, the family that you come from, just a wealth of knowledge, incredible educators, you know, and here's the product right here, our new high school principal.
Thank you so much.
So
that
thank
means
you very
a lot.
much.
I really appreciate that.
Well, your mother knows I love her dearly,
She does.
and
She feels the same.
Yeah, I would get teary-eyed, just thinking about it. Because I grew up right around the corner, for a few years, and Archie would throw basketballs at my head.
Oh,
and
he's the mean one.
Him and Rick Airmore, hey, fat boy, come here.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay.
Now he wants to sell me life insurance. I don't know.
That's it.
So, can we get you to come back sometime?
Absolutely.
All right.
Anytime. How's that sound?
That sounds very good.
All right.
That
Thanks so
was Erin Palonen, the new high school principal at Griswold High School, and I'm sure she will bring the school to absolute new heights. So, coming up at the, let's see, boy, it's almost 9 o'clock. Gee, Paul, your features, we kind of just tossed those out the window today, dude. Yeah. No Stump the Chump, none of that kind of stuff.
Not today.
That's all crap anyway.
Yeah.
It's all crap. Anyway, guess what we have coming up?
Who?
So we have some psychics coming in.
Oh, excellent.
Ooh, yeah. But they knew I was just going to say that.
Oh.
So anyway, they're in the other room too. I wonder. Oh, they probably heard me. So, all right, that's coming up at the top of the hour, along with news, sports, and weather, with Phil Michelle right here on Wolverine Radio.
This is Kyle King, and you're listening to Griswold's new rock station. It's Wolverine Radio.